Anish, welcome to New York.
Thank you.
Because we are in the US, we have to do a US quiz.
Yes, looking forward to it.
And the most famous player from USA, I mean, in all the years,
Yeah, Hans
one
Zimmer?
could one could argue that it's Bobby Fischer.
Okay.
So it's the Fischer quiz. And so here we have 10 positions from his game,
Okay, well.
and you have to lift it up from. I'll be giving them to you. So the first one is this one.
Yeah, this is very famous. This is the game of young Fischer with black against, I think it's Robert Byrne? Robert Byrne, right?
The second name is right.
Yeah, no, there was more Byrnes, right? Not Robert.
There were two.
Yeah.
So
Byrne. Yeah, I know Fischer Byrne, yeah. I don't know.
so it was
It's not
Donald.
Robert. Donald Byrne. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I sort of knew that, yeah, but somehow when I said Byrne, immediately Robert came up. But
And what's the move?
Bishop e6, right? I think.
Yes.
Yeah, Bishop 6.
And it's the game of the century. Do you feel that it's the game of the century? Like, did you like it?
I guess at the time, first of all, Century was still young, and also probably also the effect of the player being so young, and in the context of time, I mean, probably you can find like games of 9-year-old Gukesh, and half of them will be having such tactics. But of course, yeah, I think in context of time, it was something special for sure. I mean, at the time in the US, you know, the land of Morphy, suddenly there's a kid who is playing so amazing and beating everyone in such a beautiful style, and it leaves such an impact. So I'm sure they thought it. But of course, and in some way it was very special what was happening, because Fischer is indeed, you know, many argue the greatest player of all time. So it was special. But now there is more competition when it comes to such a claim as game of the century.
Right. Here's the second one.
Yeah, I know this one as well. It's already Fischer was not so young anymore, and he played a very, very, very top player here. Let me try to remember who it was. Oh my God, it's such a classic. But was it like Spassky? No, Spassky. Actually, that's actually the man from the. It's actually already the match. Yeah, no, I didn't realize you text actually. Yeah, it's from that match. Oof, it's an embarrassment. I guess, was it like he played e4?
Yes, e4.
Yeah.
And it's the famous, I think, game number 6 where he opened the game with one c4.
Yeah.
He did not play one e4. Yeah. And this famous Tartakova line against Spassky.
Yeah, you mean he did not play e4 here?
No, I mean e4 on this move, but the first move he generally plays e4.
Okay. Yeah. No, okay, of course. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because I mean, this is such classics that I've read about this sort of, for example, about this game. I've read it like many times over, but I could still be forgetting because maybe you read so much about it and different comments, and also you know these games of Fischer. They've been annotated and re-annotated,
yes.
And sometimes there were double slams on certain. There's a famous knight xd7. We'll maybe come to that. Knight xd7. We'll come to that. Okay, let's wait for that. Let's wait for knight xd7.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Very famous game.
It is because of King h1, Rook g1, g4 plan.
Right.
However, I might get the opponent wrong. Maybe it's not Pano or something. No. It's he beat Tukmakov with b3, but that was not the one, right?
No, this is with one b3, but
not Tukmakov. No, because he played b3. He won all games with b3. He played like three times or something. The one with Tukmakov. Somehow Pano came to mind. Benko. No.
This is the famous endgame player who used to grind opponents in endgames.
Was Ulf
Anderson.
Yeah. But I have it all in my memory, all fuzzy. But King h1, Rook g1, g4, of course, is a classic. Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, and that's knight xd7 game. So that's the funny part. Double slam knight xd7. It's a big question actually whether it's a double slam or not.
But who's the opponent first?
Petrosian?
Yes.
Petrosian. Yeah, no, it's one of those that it was such a revolutionary concept, and it's still good, but actually there is a better move here than
Which
97. Might be a4. I mean, you can put on the engine. I don't recall. I'm almost sure that there was a better move here.
But like knight d7, everyone just told Fischer is a noob. Like like all the commentators.
That was like the opposite. So first they thought he was a noob. Like he was like, look, they were here. He took it here. The engines take it here. And by accident, they were then right, but not fully. Like 97 also wins. I think it's like 97 is like 1.2, 1.1, and there's a move with 1.9, something like this. I've analyzed. My friend at least has analyzed. But yeah, 97 that it can be good is a revolutionary thought. actually, the more I think about it, like it makes it practically very easy to convert.
Yes.
So practically, I still love it.
Also, Fischer was known for this bishop knight, so
Yeah, no, I must say that if you would give it to me and I would be blank here, I wouldn't know anything. I think I could have come to knight d7 being the best move here. It looks the best to me now also, but I know that it's not the best by computer.
So Anish, you are crushing this right now. You are 4 out of 4.
You took something from deep from the stash.
Not yet, not yet.
Okay, but you're gonna give me this. Then after I crash it, you're gonna give me this. This is like the most famous.
You know
Taimanov.
this, yes?
Okay, Fischer Taimanov, of course.
Yes. And the move?
It's not about the move so much. Maybe it's bishop b7 or something, yeah?
Similar, but
Bishop f1 or...
bishop f1.
Yeah, it's not about the move so much, but it's more the way he won that endgame once they traded the rooks, of course.
Did you love this endgame?
Sorry?
Did you love this endgame?
It was very relevant for me because it was also... I was playing the opening as a kid, Taimanov, and this line I was analyzing as well, and so I knew that very well, yeah, the game, but also the line, and there was actually one moment in the endgame where Black could have done something, Black could have saved it. I mean, multiple times he could have improved, but he could have held. In fact, there were. I saw recently also Grishuk did an analysis of this. There were various ways to improve, but what was definitely revolutionary here is, of course, the winning idea. Because what's the setup that Taimanov, he had to reroute knight to d6 always, of course. And he kept it on e7, and what he did looked like a fortress too. And the way Fischer broke it with the bishop takes g6, first the six one with king a6, bishop e8, and then he did bishop takes g6. That was, of course, an eye-opening, I think, at the time for sure. And that makes the game really special.
Okay.
Yeah, this is knight h5 in the Benoni. That's against Spassky in the match.
Game number 3.
First match. Yeah.
Because he was 2-0 down and then he does this in game 3.
Yeah, and this was even in the movie of the Fischer.
And it's actually now considered a bad move, I think, by the modern
Well,
engines.
you know, so the thing is, you have to see. I think the point of these games is not if the move here is good or not.
Yes.
It's about the idea. For example, the concept of going knight h5 and going gh, it's even working sometimes when the knight is on g3, not the bishop. And I had a game many years later with Boris Gelfand, and he played against me knight h5, knight h5 gh in the same structure. And there the doubled h pawns also work okay. And it's not necessarily about the move in this position, it's just sort of introducing an entirely new concept that somewhere will work. And it actually worked for him in that game as well, so that was special for sure.
Amazing. This is a
I know
very
the
famous
position, yeah, but I don't actually know which game that's from. Rook f6, of course.
Yes,
but
Rook f6.
I
and-
didn't know this as a Fischer game actually, or maybe I forgot because I just know it as some kind of winning idea. Was it like a high stage, big important
Yeah,
game?
I mean,
Like,
his opponent was Benko here.
This was the
And it was quite an important game. I don't know which tournament, I should check, but
yeah, for me it was not. If you show me this, I wouldn't say like, yeah, this is a Fischer game. Like, I would just
so
say
you
it
didn't
was-
know it's a Fischer game.
I mean, I must have somewhere because I've seen this position, so I must have. But in my head, it didn't.
But the
really
move
make
is
connection.
beautiful, right?
No, yeah, of course. But this idea of putting a thing on f6 to block it is so thematic, right? It
Right.
must have been so much older than that. Yeah.
Okay, we are reaching now the 9th position. Oh, sorry, 8th. This is slightly weird but it's also a very famous one because it's the first game in his My 60 Memorable Games.
Oh, I've read that book.
And it's the first one. So,
Not that long ago, I've read the book, by the way. My 60 Memorable Games. No, that book, of course, I read, but what I read recently was a different one. I read the Carson Miller book, which has like from start to finish all his games. Like it's a collection of all his games. So that's why I don't remember exactly this game. Yeah, I don't even know which move he made. The first thought I had is some spectacular move like Rook e5, but I'm not sure it does much. So I'm not sure it's that. I guess Black wants to go Bishop b7. Trading light square bishops would be huge for him. So white should somehow address that. H5, knight H5. I don't see also how it contributes.
Okay, so it's a nice combination then if you are struggling a bit.
Let's see.
Unlock the door because people here
Knight H7.
Knight H7?
Cheap. And H5, knight H4.
Yes.
Nicely cheap. You know, I'll be honest with you, like, I mean, I've read the book, so I sort of must know it, but I don't have it saved in my memory. Like, yeah, it doesn't ring a bell. I mean,
And the opponent is Sherwin.
It feels to me like I found it for the first time. That's what it feels like to me.
But it's also a nice tactic, no?
Yeah, and for me it seems like a very original tactic that I've never seen before. But I mean, I've read that book at some point, so I must have seen it.
So you lost half a point in the previous one for not finding the name, half a point here for not finding the name. So you are 1 point down, but...
Oh, but this is a very famous game of Fischer. Knight F2, I guess, but... yeah, that was... I know because, you know, I had with Topalov, and after the game I went to the coach, I said I did like Fischer.
The Topalov game you took on F2, yes?
It was this structure. I went E3, knight E2 against Griffith, I went E5, took, I sacked something and I won in the first round of London Classic. I was at a very high at that moment, and 2015 it was one of my picks. I was around 2800 in that time, and I was winning the Grand Chess Tour. There was the Grand Chess Tour that I was winning. So I told him it was like Fischer, but against whom I'm blanking a bit.
Well, you said his name at the first.
So he went knight G4, knight E3, knight G2,
yes.
king G2, d4, bishop B7, take rook E1, and he resigned. So, do you mean Benko or Pano, one of those?
No, the name which you had said for Byron.
This was another
Robert
Byrne.
Byron. Yes.
Robert Byrne. I mean, okay, these Byrnes are confusing. This is also Byrne, yeah?
Yes.
They have it all, they're trying to confuse you with the Byrnes. No, but I know this game. Special game.
This one is my favorite one, and I don't expect you to know it, but white to play and Fischer finished it off with a very beautiful move.
Now, of course, you want some queen h6, queen h6, queen h7 thing to work.
So what did he play as white?
I mean, you want queen h6, queen f8, queen h7 to work.
Yes.
Queen h7, hg, queen
Yes.
g6.
Yes.
And then you want there to be mate.
So I mean,
Is there?
sorry?
Is there mate?
That's not a mate, but you prepare it basically for this idea.
Okay. You mean like bishop g2 or something?
Yes.
Yeah, I could have known it's a game of Fischer only because I see the King's Indian attack.
Yes. And I
It was
learned
very
King's
famous.
Indian attack through this game because it's a very nice
Yeah, but
one.
it's not a famous game of Fischer, right?
Well, Fischer, Miagma, Suren. I think it's a very well-known game, but bishop g2. So, and last one.
But that's not Fischer. That's right, exactly. You know why I know this? You know why I'm sure about this? Because no, you're trying to scam me, but I know this stuff. I know my American boys. It's not even Hans, because I showed this in fact to my son recently. At some point he asked me, "Papa, teach me something," and I told him, "No, I'm gonna show you a nice, beautiful game." And I just thought suddenly of this game, Gelfand against Hikaru, and I looked it up and I showed him this game, and it was here that I told him to find the best move. It was here. I told it to my son. So, as you say, yeah, the 8-year-old boy.
Did you find it?
No, I think I hinted to him.
It's not easy.
Yeah, but it's easy to hint at some point. You just say that you want to
Queen
deflect
sack.
the bishop deflect the bishop from bishop g2 and the queen hanging, so you go queen d3. So.
But a beautiful game by.
Yeah, Hikaru against Gelfand. Yes, very beautiful game.
Well, Anish, 8.5 out of 10. Not bad. This last one was just to scam you, so it's not included. If you would have. But you found all the moves. But
I was hoping actually you would, because this. I mean, you tell me you stole 1.5 points from me. But okay, I give it to you. I mean, I don't care. You know, sometimes I mix up one beer from another. It's not about beer, okay? Like I have my priorities, but what matters to me. So I would be more curious to know if I knew some more obscure American stuff. So I was thinking you're gonna give some Marshall stuff. You know,
I was thinking
old,
about
New
mixing
York.
everything like Marshall.
I thought you were going like New York specifically.
Yes,
You
yes.
could go like New York, you know.
1924 tournament.
Yeah, I would
and
do like real diehard New York.
but
quiz.
then I thought it would be sometimes gets embarrassing, you know, like you don't get anything and then so I
Yeah, we
thought
should have
maybe
mixed the Fischer games in there to feed people. Like here, get the game with good beer. And then they're like, yeah.
but I'm going to make like different players. So like this was Fischer, but maybe I'll make one on someone else and so on.
Yeah, no, Fischer, I mean, I think he's one of the most studied players. Like, even though the people who haven't read many books, they would have read that Fischer. And I think, like, especially Americans, they love it, of course. Like, so Wesley, big fan, Hans, big fan, even Hikaru, probably big fan. I mean, Fabi must be all aware of all the games. So.
And you also like him a lot.
Yeah, I never had a moment where I thought like I really like his games, and in that context. But I, of course, admire his greatness, of course, and so I've there are some good books about him. So and sometimes I try to like reread this stuff because as you see that some of the things they are fading. Some things which are very emotional for you as a kid, maybe they are more deep ingrained, but some things are fading. So then maybe it's good to see it all once again. So yeah, it was one of the players I come back to sometimes. And now there was also a nice series on Levitiv channel. They discussed the 19 games of Fischer that he won in a row, the longest winning streak in high-level chess was by Fischer.
This US championship.
No, that is on. The first one was maybe championship, and then the matches, right? With the
the matches
no, it was
you
qualifier.
mean?
No, sorry, the qualifier, and then 6-0 against
Taimanov and Larsen.
Trying to remember which first one. Yeah, Taimanov first, and then Larsen. So together it's 19 games. So this streak is
wow.
Yeah, is again they're revisiting it now with modern engine and look of Grishuk. It's quite interesting.
Anish, thank you for your time, and we'll let you get back for dinner. Sorry.
They're revisiting it now. Modern engine.
Anish, thank you for your time, and we'll let you get back for dinner.